Are we ready? Hello, legions, one and all, and welcome once again to another video-filled episode of the What You Been Watching podcast. I am, as always, your host, the marvelous Mike D, joined as always by my co-host, cohort, and youngest brother,
MD3, Marcus Dudley, checking in on the YOU. What's going on out there in podcast land? We are broadcasting live from the Think Tank Studios right here in the heart of Tallahassee, Florida. Get after it, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. It's been a very, very busy week for your old boy. Yeah, a lot of golf events, a lot of graduation parties. We had Mother's Day, which was fun. No, I'm kidding. Don't take your mother out for Mother's Day for brunch because everybody in the restaurant hates you.
If you work at a restaurant on Mother's Day, then you know the struggles for sure. So I'm trying my best not to look at. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. I'm trying my best. I got to look at you. Otherwise, I'll just look at you in the monitor over here, and it'll mess me up. So I got to turn away from it. But anyways,
turn around and talk to me, you son of a bitch.
I know, right? Turn around and ask me forever with cheese.
Why you got to make me feel inferior just because I'm on the grill, B?
I know, right? What a wonderful quote that is. Oh man, we gave out our prize package to the winner of our tournament.
That's right. That's right.
Whatever score you think you did or did well, you didn't. This young man lives in our heads. It was a ridiculous. It was like, I forget. It was like a 91%. It was something ridiculous.
Really?
Like 80, yeah, in the high 80s or something like that. But yeah,
wow.
It was like great day. It was like the whole first round, he got like almost all of that. So if you want to do well in the tournaments moving forward, just lock in on that first round, man. So,
yeah, didn't he get he ended up getting the whole like one of the quadrants completely off the rip?
Yeah, and then the other one he only missed.
You should probably say his name, by the way.
Yeah, shout out Cooper Johnson.
That's right.
Big winner at the casino.
Big Coop.
In fact, here, I'm gonna annoy y'all stuff. Ooh, I don't know how to do it yet, but hang on here. Michael, fill some time. Talk about how awesome he is.
I mean, when you talk about the splendiferous, momentous, monumental, exemplary performance that he put forward, I mean, like, it was really embarrassing for everybody else. I gotta admit. That's right.
Shout out to our guy too. Oh, dude, I've been waiting ages to do that right there.
We are one step away from a wacky morning radio show.
Try my best not to hit these buttons, Michael. Over there, though, right for the taking.
Welcome to Marcus and the Sphincter.
I know, right? I really could make a hater ass Huey button.
That's right. That's right. Coming up, we got the traffic on the 15s and 45s.
Anyways, but no, we want to first off thank our sponsors. Who do we want to start with? Mr. A1. How about that?
Absolutely,
Shout
Mr.
out to
A1.
our guy, Mr. A1. If you like the music that you hear on this show, it comes strictly from the good brother, Mr. A1 himself.
That's it.
You can find him at A1
Reality.
A1reality.music@gmail.com.
You were there.
It's been a while. So yeah, shout out to him. Reach out to him. A1reality.music@gmail.com. The man is a quadruple threat. He does have the flavors for your ear, just like Craig Mack did back in the day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come get him. Who else we got to sponsorize, Michael?
We got wolf.matt.tattoos.
That's right.
For the beautiful banner, the seal of all things approved by the What You've Been Watching podcast. It's that seal of authenticity. Don't look nowhere else for it, baby.
I'm telling you. He also did the shirts, which was dope.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of which, yeah, we have hopefully some new merchandise coming out. If you guys want to subscribe, and leave some comments, help us raise the algorithm a little bit, we might be able to start bringing some cool stuff to you, the legions.
That's right. That's right. And again, as always, our descriptions, I've learned, for all of our socials are in our YouTube details.
Mm-hmm.
So just get them there. That's right. If you're watching this,
I know we have a different address for every single social platform, but come on, do the research. It's the internet.
They are on our description on our Facebook. They are on our description in our Instagram, and they are in our description in our YouTube. So we don't have to rattle those off with quite so much accuracy this go around moving forward. So reach out to us if you do want to email us. That's whatchubeenwatchingpodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
whatchubeenwatchingpodcast@gmail.com. So other than that, my brother, outside of Mother's Day stuff, how you been, man?
Just tired, man. I'm tired, boss.
I hear you on that, man. I hear you. Flyers got bounced, but they did beat the Penguins.
Yeah. I almost wore my Lemieux jersey today, but
you should have, man.
I know. I should have.
I
failed.
I have a problem with jerseys. I really do.
Did you get some new ones?
Yeah.
Oh no. What'd you get?
All black gritty one.
Okay.
And then I don't see. I'm gonna say words like need. I don't mean them in the literal sense. All right, but I needed an away jersey, and the only difference is that the shoulders up here are orange and this is white on an away jersey.
Okay.
And on the home jersey, this right here is orange and these up here are white. So it's
just a color swap.
But I needed an away jersey, so I didn't have one. So I got my guy Eric Lindros again. So that's what they had. So, and plus he had the C on the chest and the Stanley Cup patch, which they lost, but still is dope looking. So,
right.
Yeah. So.
Let us not forget that they lost.
They did lose, but he was a hell of a player. The part that sucks about the whole Lindros thing is that I don't know if you noticed, but when he was being drafted, there was like this mad up for grabs for him because he was like, I think he did not want to play in for the Nordiques, for the I think they're Quebec Nordiques, which are now the Colorado. I don't know. There was some team he just refused to play for.
Right.
And they traded it was to Colorado or whatever. Yeah, it was the Nordiques because then they became the Colorado Avalanche.
Right.
And then so they traded all this stuff to them to like get Lindros, and they ended up with those pieces winning a cup, and the Flyers never did with Lindros. So kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So it was almost a mutually beneficial trade if we would have got that one Stanley Cup, but
damn,
still no cup in 50 years. But I've been watching a lot, dude. If you're ever going to get into hockey, I'm right down the barrel here. I'm gonna point a lot. Anyways, get into playoff hockey. Yeah, start with playoff hockey, man. It's dope.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot, man. The first round matchups, the way they do the seeding sometimes is also crazy because the first round will oftentimes have the best matchups.
Yes.
So
right.
I'll be honest with you. And the way they do the seeding, the Penguins Flyers was actually the 7-8 seed going at it, despite them being the 2 and 3 in the Metro. It really doesn't make any sense the way that it's. I'll Google it. You can figure it out yourself. But those are two of the worst teams going at it in the first round. So in terms of points and everything like that. So it's kind of the 7-8 seed going at it.
Sure.
Which stretched it to,
But still, I mean, you're starting off with that interstate rivalry,
It brought juice back to it, man, because really the big matchup's been the Capitals in the Metro because it's, you want to see crybaby Crosby.
Oh, right,
against,
right.
What's his name? Ovechkin. So that was like the big one for a long time. And the Flyers were, dare I say, largely irrelevant. So it kind of
go on, dare.
Yeah, no, it kind of brought some juice back to the rivalry, man. It was like, oh yeah, I remember. I don't like you. But even back in the day with like Lindros and Lemieux, like I'll be honest with you, with hindsight,
Lemieux was better.
No, Lemieux was incredible. Like it was hard to dislike him because he was so good.
Right,
You're like,
right.
damn it, like this guy's
right.
He was like nobody,
game recognized game.
Like you remember like how nobody at the time, Jordan was such a phenomenon. There was hating on Jordan wasn't really a thing.
No,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like everybody was like, it's Jordan.
Right,
you know what
right,
I mean?
right.
Unless
right.
he was playing your team and you were like, the Utah Jazz or something like that, and you hated him. But like Lemieux was kind of that same way too. And Lindros was so talented despite, the concussions issues.
Right.
He was a bad man. He was like 6'6", just like this dude's unstoppable. When he wants to score, it's like, excuse me.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Just pie facing motherfuckers out of the way. Yeah.
So it was a different game back then. So it's and so it was nice with that series that the juice kind of came back.
Yeah.
And so, but the Flyers ended up getting swept by the Hurricanes, which I went to a game in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay. Were you the only one wearing a Flyers jersey?
No, definitely not. But hey, respect to the Carolina Hurricanes. Their barn, man. They have a real atmosphere.
Okay.
They have a real atmosphere. I'll give them that. And even when they were down 2-0, the crowd was never out of it. And just a quick story. The stars just kind of aligned. I was traveling back from Maryland to Tallahassee. And when you're traveling for the company I work for, you're allowed a hotel stay. And right. So a little bit out of the way, but not a crazy amount, is Raleigh, North Carolina. And so I'm driving back. I'm like, how many times am I going to get my travel paid for?
Hotel paid for.
My hotel paid for.
Right.
All I got to do, let me just see what the ticket cost is. And the ticket cost in Philadelphia, because it was our first time in the playoffs in like 5 years, they were like standing room only started at like $280.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And so these were like $120. So I was like,
that's not terrible.
I shouldn't be spending $120 on it, but I was like, that's really not that bad considering I'm not paying for the hotel.
Right.
It's a 13-minute Uber. So I think I paid like $16 for an Uber, including like it was nothing. And
you're not necessarily paying for the tickets at that point. You're paying for the experience.
Yeah, and it's like, and how many times is my team going to be in this city when I'm driving halfway through, have all these stars aligned? It's like, yo, let's go to an away game.
Let's go.
Guy.
Right,
so
right.
It went into overtime. I bailed before overtime was done just because it was getting late, and I appreciate free hockey, but it was like I do have to get up and drive another 9 hours tomorrow.
Yeah.
This 40 minutes out of the way isn't bad, but it's going to add up tomorrow for
sure. Yeah.
So But it was cool, man. So mad respect to the Hurricanes. Hopefully, if you guys win it all, we can lose to the best at least.
That's right. Hey, at least we lost to the champions.
Yeah, man. But I think it's going to go through Colorado. So we'll see. We'll see.
And that's our sports prediction for the week. You can go ahead and bank on that at $10bucks.com.
Yeah, there's so many betting sites now.
Oh, I just want them to sponsor us because apparently they got money to spend.
Just like I
will hawk anything.
I got hot takes. Sorry, I'm going to try not to clear my throat on the air now that we're live. I don't know how to edit this stuff, so we're just going to wing it.
Just go through it. It's fine.
If you're listening to it on the audio and you don't hear me clear my throat, thank the Elder Duddies because he's going to cut it out. But if you're on YouTube, good luck. Good luck.
Oh, man. So, my man, I got an all-important question I need to throw your way. The reason why they tune in, tune out every single time, every single episode. My brother asked me what I've been watching.
Oh, yeah. What you been watching, my guy?
Saw the most recent Netflix documentary, Hulk Hogan, A Real American Hero.
Is he an American hero?
Well, it depends on what by what terminology you would what terminology you would define hero. In terms of taking wrestling from sort of the beer halls and the local armories and civic centers into a national global pop culture phenomenon, then yes, he is a hero. Was he a good person while doing it? Nah, not so much. Not so much.
So I know, and I agree with you. I'll speak to Hulk Hogan on the level of the wrestler. Was a phenom, man. Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? To cross, it's like Tony Hawk and skateboarding, where it's like you get one person that's just like, even if you don't skateboard at all, you're like,
I've heard that name before.
I know Tony Hawk,
right,
or I mess with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's certain people that just are too big to deny, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially in during his heyday in the mid 80s and early 90s, you knew if you were an American red-blooded, child, you knew who Hulk Hogan, Jesus Christ, and Ronald McDonald were,
right. Right. Yeah, so I have a lot of respect for him in the ring. Now, my question is, I know about the stuff later in life. I know about all the racially charged things, his lack of I don't even necessarily think you're a bad person for having a political affiliation or even being vocal about who you do, you know what I mean, who you back politically. That's your right, whatever. I can dislike it, but whatever, I'll give you that. All the racial stuff, I will judge you for.
Sure.
Now, my question is, you say he was not a good person. Was there stuff that was going on amongst other wrestlers that was going on when he was doing it?
Well, and here's the problem is that for the first half of the documentary, it's really a fluff piece. It's literally them telling the legend of how Hulk Hogan came from literally nothing into a worldwide phenomenon in a very, very short span of time. I mean, I think his first match was 76, 77, and by 1982 he was the wrestler, like tour de force. I mean, and he was breaking off people like very well established names like the Iron Sheik and Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase, and I mean you name it. It was they all fell before the 24-inch pythons of Hulk Hogan.
24-inch pythons, brother.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
That's right. The pointing with the bottom three fingers is the phenomenon that needs to take on when you mean business.
Right. Well, Macho Man used to point with the pinky.
I know. I'm saying with the bottom three.
Right.
Gangsta. But I'm saying, but was he like crappy to other wrestlers, or was it more that like, was it more that like people who were promoting were like, I'm going to give you preferential treatment because I see the stardom that you are?
Yes and yes.
But did he step on the throats of others to get there?
Yes and yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He was, and they sort of kind of, this is the problem. I was going to finish my thought. The second half is they kind of get into all the problems he had. And even then they kind of gloss over some of the, like they obviously get into the steroid trials. They get into the whole sex tape thing. They get into the whole, him getting caught saying the N-word on tape kind of thing. They very slightly touch on his backstage politicking and sort of, well, that doesn't work for me, brother, that kind of thing. Anytime somebody was supposed to go over or he was supposed to take the loss in order to give him the chase of the belt, he'd be like, well, why don't I just have the belt then? And so he would very much throw his weight around and his contract around, especially in the WCW days where he was just given like carte blanche to write the Hulk Hogan character.
my beef with him during that time is that everyone wanted Sting to get a shot at it.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And I'm like, that's Ultimate Warrior and Sting are like my 1 and 2, right? In terms of my top favorite wrestlers. And he just constantly was in the way of Sting having any form of like relevancy. And it was this guy that would just descend from the, which was cool, but it was like, this guy's paid his dues.
And is a good wrestler and can work and never hurt anybody as far as I know. Yeah. Like he was a real safe worker. Over as hell with I mean, selling merchandise out the ass.
Yeah. And was apparently like, you know, got into like a lot of wrestlers like, and this is why I don't, when people are, you know, when he became problematic with like the prescription drug use and stuff like that.
Talking about Sting?
Yeah, Sting. Yeah. Like, and again, switched his life over to God or whatever, and like really changed, you know, just as a man, which whatever, if that's the path it takes for you to be a, you know, a better person to your husband or to your wife and kids and all that stuff and be a better husband, like to each their own, man.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I say all that to say, it's me just glazing Sting a little bit, but like that was my beef with Hogan during the WCW trials.
Oh yeah. The constant storyline was, how do we screw over Sting this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always something. It was always like, oh, we hit him with a taser, or we stole his car keys, and now he can't make it to the next event, or whatever. It was just always some bullshit, dusty finish to like why Sting and Hogan couldn't just face each other in the ring, mano a mano.
Especially at the peak of when Sting came down and had the covered white mask on and flipped, and it was red underneath.
Yeah, the red and black.
Like when it was the peak of the two NWOs going at it, that was the time to put them once and for all. And they just botched it.
But again, the other problem with that was, guess who? Remember who was leading the Wolfpack at that time?
Kevin Nash,
who was also just maybe not as big an egomaniac as Hulk Hogan, but definitely learned the politicking and backstage, you know, chest movements just as well as Hulk Hogan did.
He was the super shredder though, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of
he was also in Magic Mike.
Yeah, he was.
That's right. Big Sexy.
Oh yeah, nice. But no, so anyways, go on to the documentary. I kind of hijacked that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, because I don't really know. I mean, it's hard to deny what he did for wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like to me, why Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. It's what he did for the sport.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, I mean, again, another problematic figure. Like Michael Jackson, what he did for pop music.
Sure.
Like you're always going to be the king of pop musically. Let's just talk musically.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean? It's like what he did for the sport of wrestling. You know, it's like,
oh, he was the first person that realized it's not about putting asses in the, like, even if I sell out, you know, the local armory or the, you know, the fairgrounds, whatever, even if it's whatever, the real money's in the merchandising. The real money's in the IP. The real money is in creating a character that transcends just wrestling, and now it's cartoons and toothpaste and sleeping bags and wrestling buddies. And well, that was sort of the inspiration, was they touch on, you know, he basically got fired from WWF at the time because he got offered the role of Thunder Lips in Rocky 3 and was like, hey, I think this is a really good money making opportunity. It's going to expose me to a lot of people who normally probably wouldn't tune into wrestling. And Vince McMahon went, no. And Hulk Hogan was like, well, that doesn't work for me, brother. Yeah. And just left. So,
I mean, good on him.
And now who's laughing?
I don't know. They're both pretty bad people.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. We all lose. Oh, no.
I mean, I'll say good on him for doubling down on himself, trusting his brand and being like, there is a point of where your ego, if you can cash the checks, you know what I mean? That's
for
your mouth is, you know what I mean? Then take it and, you know, parlay it. That's why, you know, I don't get mad, you know, NFL stars, whatever. Oh, you want him to stay with the team forever. It's like, if you can't match what this guy is doing, and I've set out everything I've set out to accomplish here, then like, I'm
right. Why don't I go somewhere else and just have a new challenge, have a new,
and like, God forbid I do something for the money. You know
right.
I'm not mad at you for that. So what else about the documentary though? Cause you said it just kind of, because I don't really know much about outside of the racial stuff. You know what I mean? Like when you're a little kid and you see Hulk Hogan, you're just like, he's awesome, period. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because he, like I said, he understood how to sell the brand in terms of like, you know, my market is 5-year-old to 25-year-old men. You know, it's say your prayers, train, eat your vitamins, drink your milk. Hulkamania is running wild. You know, just marketing up the ass, just being, you know, and an American icon in terms of this is, I hate to say the ideal male, but the ideal American, of somebody who, you know, literally pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and accomplished everything they wanted to do. And now they've got the strength, the endurance, the mic skills, all this in order. And like, there's nothing you can do to Hulk Hogan that's going to bring him down. Like, you can throw everything you've got at him, but he's just going to Hulk up and give you the 7 moves of doom, and he's going to walk out the champion, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, man. So
So
I'm asking you to trash him, and you won't take the bait. I'm like,
No,
what else?
no.
Like, what else did he do? Because all I know is, like I said, the racial stuff, which was
well,
a
like
bad
I said,
look.
there's
And then the fake ass, like, there's a way to, like, it's a fine line of giving a reason why the way you are, and giving where it comes across like an excuse too.
Mhm.
And it's just like, okay, at a certain point, yeah, but you're an adult now.
Oh yeah, where he's
Like,
talking about like,
I was just
oh,
raised that way.
You can
And
understand it's all just like that was the environment I was raised in, and
You're an adult
sometimes
now,
it
though.
slips out. I'm like, it kind of felt like that one slipped out a little too easy. Like
Yeah.
you weren't like struggling to find the word. You know
a
what I
little
mean?
too often.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
yeah, I mean they definitely touch on the steroid trial thing where
I forgot about that. What was all that? Can you refresh the audience while I spin around and look for stuff?
Yep, you're good. So basically, he and a bunch of other wrestlers got accused of directly buying and selling steroids to each other. It was this whole it was basically a drug ring and they were trying to pin it all on Vince McMahon or whatever. And he came out and lied and said, no, I've never done it. I've never ever, this is all natural, brother, and I'm just clean living and working out and saying my prayers and eating my vitamins. And then eventually they cornered him where he had to be like, okay, so if I feel like I need to bulk up for a match, sometimes I might inject horse semen directly into my veins. Okay, I might be drinking a bull testosterone cocktail every once in a while.
I might wring Lance Armstrong out directly into my mouth like a towel.
Yeah. So, and it was the whole scandal of like, especially because he had been marketing this, very clean, wholesome Americana, pro-Christian, pro-America sort of vibe. And then to turn around and be like, yeah, but also I'm a drug dealer.
Yeah. I do remember that now. Yeah.
So it kind of lost him a lot of favor. And really the problem with Hulk Hogan is that as good as he was at adapting to the times and finding new gears to kind of play the same character, he also couldn't adapt to the times and understand when the writing was on the wall, and he just needed to like separate himself, Terry Bollea, the worker, from Hulk Hogan, the character.
Yeah.
And I think the whole main point of the documentary is just sort of showing how, especially when you live that life 24/7, like he couldn't go to the grocery store and pick up Fruit Loops for his kids because he wasn't Terry Bollea. He's Hulk Hogan, and everybody's going to address Hulk. What's going on, brother? And of course, and then you've got to turn it on and be like, "What's going on, brother? Nice to meet you." Blah, 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 say your prayers, eat your vitamins. Here's a free T-shirt. You've always got to be on, and so it's hard when that becomes your entire personality and the whole. I mean, it's the reason why people love you. It's they don't like Terry Bollea, they love Hulk Hogan.
Right.
So,
right, I get you.
It's difficult sometimes to understand where the line blurs or where one begins and the other one ends.
It's hard to like green light something just in terms of also for Netflix, like after the dude's dead, to just sit there. And I'm sure they got interviews and stuff. Yeah, you mentioned some of the interviews they got or whatever, but it's tough to, as a filmmaker, to go like, are we going to unveil, like, how do we want this piece to look? Because we could trash this guy and highlight these things, or we could be fair and show both sides, or we could make it more of a testament to his legacy,
which it very much is the latter and not the two former.
I do respect his, minus the stepping on other people's throats to get you, or like what he did for wrestling. You can't deny it. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. So
yeah.
Well, you want to rate it, or?
Oh man, I'm gonna rate it.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I interrupted. No, go ahead and rate it, man.
Let's see. I'm gonna rate it. Hulk Hogan, the TNA years.
Oh, okay. Nice work. How do you view his mic work? And where do you put it? Is he on your Mount Rushmore of mic work?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I want to know your thoughts on his mic work.
He was phenomenal. I mean, this was a guy who could crush it in one take and really knew how to deliver. I mean, he perfected the very old school wrestling promo style of just like, I'm going to directly address my opponent. I'm going to list a time, a date, and a place, and then all the things I'm going to do to him. And so he was, I mean,
really good at bread and butter.
Exactly that. Now, was he as good as, say, The Rock or John Cena or even Roddy Piper? Probably not, but in the grand scheme of or the grand scale of where he lies on the greatest shit talkers ever, easily top 10. I don't know. I mean, Chris Jericho, I think, had his moments that were way better than Hulk Hogan.
Who's your Mount Rushmore just on the mic?
I mean, The Rock's got to be number one.
Yeah.
I mean, John Cena maybe a close second, especially when he found his groove and really like understood the business.
Because he was one note for a long time.
Yes. Let me think.
I know I kind of sprung this question on you.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, Rock's hard to not say is number one.
Let me think. Yeah, Roddy Piper's got to be up there. And I think maybe I'm torn between Eddie Guerrero was a really good shit talker. I
thought you were going to go Macho Man.
Well, Macho Man was just fueled by cocaine. And so he would just say,
yeah, he was just fun to watch.
Cream of the crop. Yeah.
Just that outlandish stuff.
That's it. Oh, yeah. He just, Ultimate Warrior was hilarious on the mic, not a great promo guy, because he would just say the most random, like, and I will take the fuel of the rocket ships and I will take it to the planet Warrior. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about?
Said, namely, the moon.
That's right.
But we're not stopping there. Go ahead and write this down. M-A-R-S.
I mean, that was a dude just fueled by amphetamines and steroids and more cocaine than I think was ever in the movie Scarface. I mean, he was hilarious. He was entertaining. He was not a good talker. Yeah. I think that might be up there. Macho Man maybe sliding in 5th or 4th.
Yeah. Who was the guy in the Wolfpack that was, he got everybody? Oh,
Conan.
Yeah, he was awesome, dude.
Orale, arriba la raza.
Yeah, he was awesome on the mic.
I mean, again, he would just come in and do the same 3 quotes over and over and over again. Like he just knew how to key up on them. So,
hey, man,
sometimes that's what it's all
dribble
about.
Between the legs, dribble, middle, step back, jumper. It works every time.
You know what? Stone Cold also might be up there.
Yeah, Stone Cold I did not like, but I've come to love Stone Cold.
I can't sleep on Stone Cold. He might be up there as well, especially like when he was first starting out, like before he did the whole like what and like 316 stuff, when he was just flipping as a bad guy.
Because he was never really like that bad of a bad guy. He was just a march to the beat of his own drum guy, and if you got in his way,
he would physically assault you if he didn't like the way you drank your beer. But
maybe, yeah,
he's definitely Stone Cold stunted a few people just for not accepting the beer, the Steve Weiser handshake.
It's the Texas rattlesnake. Might get bit. Anyways, right. We're gonna move on.
He sneaks up on you, Linda.
We got to tell y'all that story one day. But anyways, all right. Well, what else you been watching, my guy? It's all behind me.
Let's see. After that, I
Willy
watched
Wonka.
That's right.
Schnozberry board back there.
That's right. After that, I watched Zootopia 2.
Okay, I've heard this movie in the background going on.
Okay,
but yeah, I have not seen it yet.
I like it. I think this movie might be a little complicated for kids. And maybe I was just too stoned when I watched it for the first time, but it's all about the oligarchy and how they control the police force and so therefore control the narrative of political and social views.
Yeah, that's a little heavy-handed.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, it's a lot more fun than what I'm describing.
Yeah, they're like, and for Lego Batman, let's do the Court of Owls. You're like, we're not.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, basically, it's long and short of it is they find out that the person who founded Zootopia, like way back in the day, their ancestors have kept a secret that it was actually designed and built by this like snake lady. And then that they worked to get snakes put in prisons and deported to their own homes and whatnot. So all the reptiles aren't welcome in Zootopia because they're not the right people.
Yeah.
And it's all controlled by this rich family, and they control the police force and turn socioeconomic turmoil on its head against the people that benefit the least from it.
Right, but how was Zootopia 2?
Right, so that was CNN.
Right. I saw that news snip the other day.
Yeah,
because I liked the first. It took me a long time to see it. I actually saw it when COVID was going on. I went to a drive-in theater and saw it. I think it has such a weird naming. It was Zootropolis, but it's also Zootopia.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. That's right.
Yeah, so I saw Zootopia during COVID at a drive-in theater. I liked it, but it was this what I've heard in the background of like, there's not been a snake in Zootopia in decades or whatever, 100 years. Yeah, so I don't know. Ke Huy Quan's in it, so I like that.
Yeah, Ke Huy Quan. Yeah, he plays. Oh God, what's the snake's name? Yeah,
I don't know.
Anyway, but it is fun. There's a lot happening, and they surprisingly squeeze a lot out of. I mean, this very heady, very like high concept material, and they do a pretty good job of, I hate to say dumbing it down, but simplifying it for little kids in terms of like, hey, maybe don't trust all the people in power all the times because they might not have your best interest at heart. And sometimes, you know, the truth of where you're from is a little bit uglier than the history books are teaching you. So maybe pay attention to history, like the real history.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first one was about
it's all woke bullshit, Marcus.
I know, right? But even the first one had like corrupt cops and stuff like that in it. So I mean, I guess it tracks for the brand or whatever. It made $1 billion. So hey, I mean, like I said, I like the first one. I was surprised we're doing a corrupt cop story. Like, okay, or a judge story, whatever it was.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But again, that was CNN though.
Right. So yeah, it's okay. I think the concepts that they try to address in this one are probably a little bit too complicated and a little bit too higher education to really be simplified too easily for kids, but it's still all wacky characters. You know, there's every 5 minutes, there's another chase scene where they're going through some new part of Zootopia. So you get to see different stuff and different animals. And, you know, it is what it is.
Give it up for Zootopia.
I love it. I love it.
I'm waiting too long to do that.
Yeah. So I'm going to rate Zootopia 2 zebras, but one of them's painted. It's actually a donkey, just spray painted red and black.
White and black. Yeah. I got you.
Or sorry. I was stuck in the wolf pack. That's it, baby.
Anyways, that's awesome. Yeah, it's one I'll get around to watching it in a little bit, but I just haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
So what else have you been watching, man?
After that, I did a deep dive marathon and went through Daredevil Born Again seasons 1 and 2.
Oh, see, we've been needing to talk season 1 for a long time, but I did see episode 1 of season 2, and that's as far as I got.
Okay, I'll hold on to it so we can.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can talk. The internet exists, and so I know what happens. Also, reading the comic books. Spoiler alert! It's not a comic book spoiler alert. I'll just say, Daredevil and Wilson Fisk. Usually, one of them ends up in jail.
Right.
When
that's usually his head on head.
Yeah, and so it's kind of. I suspected all along that would be the ending, just because there's such a rich storyline that comes. If hypothetically, I'm just going to spoil it. Yeah. When Matt Murdock goes to jail, like there's some really good stories that come from that. So.
Right. But I will say, even knowing how that ends, and it's been spoiled, like how they get there, and the story of season 2 is again all about corrupt politicians and who may or may not be working with the best interests of the populace, you know, at heart, and sort of how justifying extreme violence, especially on the part of the very people that are supposed to protect and serve us, somehow does us a big disservice.
Yeah, I know. When the first one, we'll start with season 1. How about that?
Sure.
I liked season 1 a fair amount. It is a bit disjointed.
Yes.
And just for backstory for you listeners at home, if you don't know, you can Google it quickly. They had a showrunner. Originally, it was going to be like an 18 episode series, and it was going to be part 1 and part 2. What happened is Disney TV kind of was undergoing some weird things, and they kind of were like, all right, they weren't really sure what to do with it. So they got a different showrunner to come in, and he kind of chopped it up into a more palatable. They kind of took what they had, reshot some things, kind of had a through line. So it was kind of just like a paper mache Born Again, which, given all that, turned out pretty well. And you can see the scenes when the certain lines when there's a through line and somebody knows what they're doing in terms of like
right
certain
but
things.
there are definitely moments where you're like, well, that doesn't seem like it was shot on the same day.
Yeah, and like also when, and I don't mind it, it was one of the more just throwaway episodes when he met Miss Marvel's dad in the bank, and he had to say like 40 times like, oh, Kamala back in New Jersey, Kamala back. And I was like, I get it, you're a dad. But like that was a fun episode. It didn't push the plot forward in any real way, but it was just like, hey, remember this Daredevil thing that's going on? He's technically in the MCU now. So
right. It to me, it just felt a little bit it felt like a courtroom procedural where they had to shoehorn in a fight scene every single episode.
Yeah,
I mean, just to stay on the Daredevil brand of like, if he's not punching somebody in the face at some point during the episode, people are going to call it a boring episode. But that being said, some of the fights and things he gets into seem a little bit like, oh, well, they clearly just did that because otherwise they had nothing.
Yeah, I agree with that. They also had one or two. I liked what they did. Like I liked season 1. I've heard season 2, which we'll get to in a minute. I've heard it's more cohesive and more like
far more. Yes.
But even then, like you're trying to be like, oh, this is a realistic court. And this is where the whole like court drama thing kind of falls apart. And I get what he was doing. He's trying to like, they needed a through line for the corrupt cop so he could then plant the anti-vigilante task force at the end. But you got to remember you're in this like real world courtroom drama, and then at some point they're like, and when you were you wearing your magical amulet at the time of that, Mr. Hector? And
right.
Wait, what? Like, and so it kind of takes you out of it a little bit because you're like, I get that this is the world, but when you're watching it as this procedural show, you're like, oh yeah, this is still silliness.
Right. We're talking about magical amulets and
were you wearing
Asgardian hammers?
Yeah,
it's
like oh yeah. But the line of in like Muse, I thought. I wish
the serial killer. Yeah,
the serial killer Muse I liked in season 1. I thought that they got rid of him. He should have been in more episodes.
I agree.
He should have been a more lingering threat. And
also we knew who he was under the mask the very first time that he showed up.
Oh yeah,
the kid who went to go see the psychologist and was like, I just need some help. I love your books. I need some help. And it was like, I bet he's going to come back later.
Yeah.
Dollars to donuts. I bet he has a pivotal role to play.
Muse was also such a cool character in the comic books. He was a pretty short-lived run, but he was pretty cool. And so I felt, just like with a lot of TV shows, you're like, I wish that there would have been more for that character to do.
Right.
But like overall, I mean, the through line by the time you get to the final episode of season 1, where Mayor Fisk is just like, gloves off. I don't care anymore. What are you going to do? Stop.
Right.
I have power, which is funny. A mayor being like, I declare martial law. Not how that works at all. I think it starts with the governor. At least I don't think the mayor has that kind of authority.
And to be fair, they do kind of address that in season 2 in terms of why the governor is so scared to take on Fisk. But even again, realistically, that's not how that works. I mean, it would be as simple as like, oh no, we're sending the, National Guard to go arrest you, and you can either, do what you want or not. But I mean, I guess at that point, Fisk had already assembled his, like loyal minions, his own army in terms of the vigilante task force or whatever. So there would have been blood in the streets, but it still would have been like, there was other avenues other than just like, he's grown too powerful. There's no way I can stop him now. Like, really?
Right.
Really?
The Darth
You could
Sidious,
just stop paying him.
Right. My paychecks have stopped coming. When I was a boy, I stopped receiving paychecks once too. Anyway. No, but when he mushed the dude's head and it went blah blah.
That was
but like
fun.
By that point, like I said, the gloves were off, and he's like, I don't care anymore. That's the Kingpin I know and love from the comics. So they hit enough just beats of what I really like about Daredevil to be like, I'm excited to get into season 2. And again, this was just so much stuff. You know what I mean? I started, it was like, oh, it's gonna be dope. And then I forgot, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta wait a week. And then I just kind of, something else came up and so on and so forth. But there was enough in season 1 that I actually did kind of dig it. And by the time they get to the end and they're talking about, like the anti-vigilante task force is formed and it's, Punisher. And they did the thing that Michael and I have talked about on the show, which is not necessarily an original idea. Sometimes we're like, oh yeah, we felt the same way too, where people will just what's the word I'm looking for? You take something and make it your own.
Appropriate.
Thank you. Yeah, where they appropriate the Punisher symbol.
Yeah,
like, I'm a police officer. And I'm the Punisher. It's
Right.
You don't need to do that at all.
Right.
Like,
You don't.
The fact that you even have that should get you fired.
Right. You either don't know what it means to be a cop, or you don't understand what it means to be the Punisher, because these are two conflicting ideas. At no point should these ideas ever intersect.
Yeah. And so the fact that they addressed that, I was very happy to see, which either is going to have the adverse effect where people are going to double down in the real world and be like, yeah, I really am like the Punisher.
No, you're not.
And they're going to miss the point again.
No, you're not.
Doubly this time.
Shut up, Patrick Bateman.
I know, right? But I appreciate it.
Tyler Durden, that's me, man. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, but
so you're a fictional character in my own mind to mask my own insecurities about my masculinity? Great. Glad you admitted it, bud.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, so I'm glad they tackled that through line. And by the time Daredevil was like, it's my city. It's like, by the way, Hell's Kitchen, it's like 6 blocks.
Let's stop pretending you're doing a whole lot here.
Spider-Man Avengers, they got a lot going on too. I'll give you that. It's like 6 blocks.
That's right. Be like me being like, I only take from 7th Avenue until Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, from the Taco Bell down to the Burger King.
In fact, how about my jurisdiction to just be
I just circle the Hooters parking lot.
or hear me out, I walk school children across the street with a sign. It's my jurisdiction. It's my city.
Within this crosswalk, I am king.
Daredevil school crossing guard.
I'm down. Let's watch
and
it.
he's blind too. Could you imagine the optics?
Kids are just getting run over left and right.
No, like he's Daredevil, but you're like, why is this guy the school crossing? Every parent in the thing is like,
he goes out there with his stick and his shades.
He's trying, but he is Daredevil, so he's got to play the part, being like, The parents are like,
just everyone's afraid, waiting on bated breath, like, oh, please.
Yeah, but he is Daredevil. But
you know what? We'll take the long way home. It's fine. We'll take the long way home. We're not going to take that way anymore.
The devil of 3rd and 4th.
Oh, I love it.
Pending, don't steal our stuff.
That's it. Call us, Marvel. We have great ideas.
Yeah,
we have ideas.
We have idea. A one-shot comic where Daredevil's a crossing guard. And it scares the parents and the PTA. They form.
Listen, I don't want to be like ableist or anything, but
everyone's afraid. I'll say it. Susan's like, put your hand down, Bob. Put your hand down. I'll say it. Why the blind guy? Why are you trusting this guy with our kids?
Listen, all right. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy, okay? I mean, hey, he wants to be the lunchroom guy. That's fine. That's all right, you know.
Walmart greeter? Fine with that.
That's fine.
School crossing guard? No. But he's also really good at lawyering too, so he goes in and argues his case. Patent pending. Don't steal.
I'm telling you.
Now I can dress you when you're thinking about stealing. Anyways, tell me about season 2. This is the part where Michael carries the show because I'm derailing it.
I'll hold off on it so we can get into more detail about it. But it is a much faster paced, a much more concise story. It doesn't feel quite so disjointed. There is a lot more going on, but I think they really stick it all together very, very well. So, I mean, we'll get into it, but it's basically just, what happens when those in power are given absolute power and sort of the aftermath.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The aftermath of and fallout of, oh, wow, I can't believe we voted for this,
Yeah. The one thing I love when any Marvel character, really when anybody does this and comes in with a sense of reverence and appreciation, Wilson Bethel plays Bullseye. Mm-hmm. And he went on
phenomenally, by the way.
Yeah,
he's doing really, really well.
But he came on to a Rich Eisen show, who used to be a Sports Center anchor. He's a sports talk show guy, whatever. Mm-hmm. Just really good host of a show, sure. Right? And he was talking about how much he appreciated the fact that, like, from season 1, he didn't trash anybody. He was just kind of like, yeah, it was just kind of, there were some production issues and this and that.
Right.
So I didn't really feel like, as cool as Bullseye was, it didn't really get recognized. He's like, coming in here, the fact that he has his own theme and his entrance and his motif and his own light setting and his mood setting, and they have a camera filter view for it's like they're treating this guy with the right. It's hard for me to not get fired up.
They go into bullseye cam or whatever,
or just like his own color palette now.
Yes, it's this like very dark, almost violet reds and blues and purples and stuff. Yeah,
and so everyone has like their own, and so
he's got his own entrance music, his own intro music. Yeah,
and he was just saying it's so hard not to get fired up and be so appreciative when like, and he was just saying like, I know everyone says this because you're on a promotion where it's like they've been the best, like everyone behind the scenes and like it's been the coolest experience. And just of what little bit I did see, they're really big on using like the dynamic shots, the 60-30-10 rule in terms of like where you have real quick 60% of your screen over here is going to be one color, and then you're going to have like
some sort of dividing line.
Yeah, like okay, in the first episode, a bullet gets shot and there's like this white light. So all this, it's Daredevil, right? And it's all this red, and then there's this white light, and over here the last 30% is blue. It's a really not overused, but a very common way of setting up a dynamic shot.
Sure,
right?
Sure. Contrasting colors in order to create tension.
Yeah, the 60-30-10. And so it's pretty cool just to see them do all these things and like, oh, they have a much clear vision for this one, right? And it's not just some amalgam. I think I said that word right.
Yeah.
Okay. I always say amalgam.
Amalgam?
I don't know why. I think because I was a kid and I was reading comic books and I thought they were amalgam comics and they were amalgam comics. Whoops. Drop them all there.
It's all right. It's all right. We was all young G's once.
I know, right? So I talked about season 1 a long time ago. So sorry I stole this over.
No, you're good. You're good. So I'm gonna hold off on rating it until you and I can talk about it more in depth. I mean, screw it. I'll give it a rating. I'll give it. If
you want to talk about it, look, you're good. I mean, just overall like vibe of the show and just plot points. I guess we can avoid. Or you can just rate it and we can move on, and we'll come back to it when we both watch that in Punisher.
Let's do that. Oh, good call. Yeah. Good call. I'm going to give this one brand new suit, but really comic book accurate.
Nice. Oh yeah, the suit looks dope.
Yeah,
the suit looks dope.
Yeah.
I hope they bring my guy Iron Fist back, man. I really do.
Well, I got some news.
He's not in too, though, is he?
No, but there's some good cameos, and it looks like I would be very, very surprised if that was the one that they didn't bring back, because spoiler alert, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage show up. So they both show up. In fact, Jessica Jones has a couple episodes with Daredevil where like they get into a fight in a warehouse, like taking out military weapons. That is awesome.
Nice.
Like two very distinct fighting styles, and you can really understand that, like, okay, so Charlie Cox worked with this type of fight coordinator, and Kristen Ritter worked with a completely different type of fight coordinator, because they have two very, very different styles. Like one is very much more elegance and grace and sort of maximizing efficiency and movement. The other one is just like straight punch.
Yeah. She is season 1 of Jessica Jones. I'd put up against any superhero show, any single season.
Yeah, especially because David Tennant is delicious as the villain, as the Purple Man.
I think season 3 of Daredevil was better in the long run. Like Daredevil's the on Netflix, I'm saying, is the better overall series because they had more consistency.
Sure.
Jessica Jones season 1 was like that.
And they
that
crushed
may have
it.
been the best of it. And the reason, like Luke Jones season 2, or Luke Cage, sorry, yeah. And I was thinking Finn Jones, but like Iron Fist, I've talked about on the show, like I really like him as a character. They've switched his character now. He's not Danny Rand anymore in the comics, which whatever, here nor there.
He'll be back.
He's always, but I was very upset and just they made that show such crap. And I wanted very much so it to be a certain way. And it was just this whiny boardroom show. I'm willing to, and I'm not even like recast Finn Jones, because he even said, I would love to come back and play. Like, give me another chance.
Sure.
Like the first season, like they didn't even get a fight coordinator to like a month in. And so they pretty much had to teach him like, hey, can you dance? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, we're going to do a lot of spins and you flipping people and like,
right.
Like, so I don't really blame him. It was just the plot. The way that they wrote the character was him for being this whiny entitled turd. And then because they established that, they then did it again in Defenders, where it was like, he needs to be the entitled one. That's like, dude, if you would just shut up and sit in this chair, we won't have to tie you to it and we could solve this together.
Right.
Instead, he's like, I gotta get out here. It's like, dude,
I just hate how they treated his power like it was the turbo boost button in Knight Rider, where it's like, I can only charge it up once per episode. I was like, how are you the living weapon and you can only do it kind of sometimes if it feels like it?
Michael pulled a kit from Knight Rider.
I'm just saying,
well
man.
done, sir. Well done, sir. Yeah, you can only press the turbo button once per episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'd light his fist up and like, that's it on this episode.
Yeah.
And like in the comics, that thing's like he's using his chi to like damn near stop bullets and heal himself.
Oh, yeah.
Hypnotize people.
Using it to move faster than the speed of sound and stuff like that.
It's like this dude's supposed to be a living weapon. And so I'm very excited that they're going to bring the Defenders back and hopefully do it in a proper way. So.
I think finally they might start curtailing this off into Heroes for Hire finally.
Yes.
I think so. I hope so. I hope, because at this point they're moving all the pieces onto the board. So please, yes.
Just give me like a one shot of Heroes. Give me like an hour-long episode of Heroes for Hire. I'm all about it, dude.
Yeah.
So anyways, season 2. Michael finished it up before I did. Well done, sir. Well done,
I try.
What else you been watching, my guy?
Well,
did you rate season 2?
Yeah, one awesome new costume that's very comic accurate.
That's right.
Well, I did see something that I think you and I should talk about together. I recently took little girl to go see Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay, I've seen that too. Let's hold off on that one.
Okay.
Do you want to take a break for a minute?
Yeah, let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll jump right into Super Mario Galaxy. And
I don't know what that is.
Give me one more. Hold on. There it is. We're going to take a break. Oh, there we go. We can bring that sound effect back for when we're going to talk about later. There we go. So we're going to take a break from our sponsor, Rainy Days and Naps. They go so well together.
We'll be right back. All right, I think we're back.
All right, we are back from our sponsor, Rainy Days and Good Naps. Hey, you got nothing better going on. Have a good lie down.
You ain't going on no walk anyways.
Just for a minute. Maybe fake like you're going to read a book or fold some laundry and just, lay down on the couch.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Lost track. You're not going on a walk anyway. You're not going to exercise. You're not doing it. You might as well shoot yourself in the stomach. Come lay down with me. They're going to see you.
Stu.
I was sneaking the same way, Sarge. I have hit y'all with so many Chappelle Show references today that have just gone right over your heads because you're not.
Go do your research. Watch the Chappelle Show.
Watch it on a level that I did. 4 people know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Kuzo, I see you. Anyways, back from our sponsor.
All right, brother. I got to know. I yearn. My crotch aches for that rocket. What you been watching, brother?
Playoff hockey.
Okay. Which we've discussed.
We did. We could talk more.
I mean, we could. You want to rate it?
One good season for the Flyers. I'm going to rate it Go Mammers Nation.
Mammers?
The Mammers. It is a 2-person nation. We're growing in numbers. We're accepting applications. You see, my dear friend who I went to the outdoor hockey game with, he's from Utah.
Okay.
Utah got a new hockey team.
Yeah,
the Utah Mammoth.
The Mammoth.
Yeah.
Not the Mammoths.
Yeah, not
the
Mammoth.
Mammoth.
And me, I'm all about it just because why not? They're new. It was like when the Seattle Kraken came out. I'm like, hey, I like that.
Sure thing.
But as I needed somebody to chat hockey with, we started a nation where you just take the first half of the Mammoth, and that's the Mam, and you take the last half of the Flyers, and that's the Ers, and we've started Mammers Nation. So we support each other's teams, and I am a big fan of the Mammoth because they did the coolest thing I've ever seen, and they made the Zammoth, which is a Zamboni that's shaped like a giant mammoth.
I love every part of this.
Dude, it looks... Okay, I have some mental health issues, let's just say. some diagnoses that when I latch onto something, it's hard for me to let it go. I was obsessed.
I like turtles.
No, I was obsessed with the Zammoth for a solid 36 to 48 hours. I could not consume it. It consumed my thoughts. I thought it looks like a Zord, like the original Power Ranger Zord.
Yeah, like the Mammoth Zord.
Yeah, the Mastodon. Yeah, but on ice. So they took a Zamboni and repurposed it as this badass mammoth. And it's a fan experience, and they launched t-shirts from it and stuff. I'm like, this thing they're so ahead of their time. They've only been in the league for 2 years, and it's like I care about 3 things non actually playing of the sport related in hockey. Number 1 is gritty.
Of course.
2 was probably just trolling Canadians. I don't actually dislike. There's no like hate in my heart towards Canadians. You're just fun to troll because whatever. And
hey, that was really cruel, eh?
Yeah, it's just about your teams. But and the third is the Zammoth. And I really think at home games in Utah, they should just make a blood sacrifice to the Zammoth.
Like a gore show.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's once you get over the humanity of it, you know what I mean? You got to convince the crowd that.
Oh, you mean like an actual sacrifice?
Yeah.
Just they open somebody's throat mid-ice and watch this
roll over it. Yeah,
the Mamzoni,
the Zammoth. Yes,
the Zammoth run over it.
Convince the crowd that it's not a punishment, that it's an honor to be sacrificed to the Zammoth.
Oh, they'd line up.
Dude. So anyways, I say all that to say I became obsessed with the Zammoth in our absence. I was like, I could not get enough of it. So check it out. Go Utah Mammoths. Mammers Nation. We had a great season. Both my friend and my team, I'm a part of Mammers Nation too. There's only 2 of us. Maybe there's like 6 and they just don't know it yet.
Right.
But yeah, it's Utah Mammoth and the Philadelphia Flyers.
We're a quiet but growing group.
We're growing. So if you want to join, come on. Go Mammers. So outside of that, yeah, I'll rate it Go Mammers Nation. That'll be my review of the hockey season. I did go to Philadelphia. That was kind of cool. And we got free tickets to a Phillies game, and I got to sit 10 rows behind the dugout.
Okay.
I mean, there were prime tickets that we won. I went to go to a Mitchell & Ness, which is a retro jersey store, and a retro just clothing store. And we won. My far better half, Angie, she won some tickets to the Phillies game next weekend. So we had to spend more money to go back up to Philly. And but yeah, we were like 10 rows.
Oh no.
I know. But yeah, we got to see the Philly Fanatic like up close and personal.
Perfect.
Yeah, not
was
as
he
cool
was it everything you'd hope for?
Yeah, he's not as cool as Gritty. Gritty's legit. Our seats at the hockey game was like Gritty was his chaos corner was like the row over, so he was like maybe, I don't know, 8 seats that way and back a little bit. He's really entertaining. He's really good at his job. And like the Hurricanes mascot was taking shots at him on Twitter, being like, "Oh, you Muppet reject." It's just everybody's taking shots at the Kings for the little 15 minutes of fame. So just enjoy it. No one's gonna remember you in a minute, whatever your name is. But I say all that to say a lot of that. Watch Shrinking season 3, which we'll get into. The protagonist, Jason Segel, Wall of Famer. I'm putting him up there.
I could see that. I mean, for getting Sarah Marshall alone and also Freaks and Geeks, I could see that.
No, he made a Dracula musical with puppets. But no, he
did single-handedly revive the Muppet Revolution. So
look, Wall of Famer. Anyways,
I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Am I a man of a Muppet or a Muppet of a man?
We will, one of these days we'll get a more comprehensive list of.
No, we won't.
Well,
don't lie.
We'll miss a lot of things.
We are not going to do that.
We'll put
That's
like
not going to happen.
A list of 8 or 9 names.
Marcus can make the list. I'm not participating.
I will. I'll need your submissions as well. But no, I watched Shrinking season 3 with him and Harrison Ford.
Okay.
What's her name from the Daily Show? Jessica. God, I forgot it. Anyways, really good cast.
Jessica Williams.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, she's awesome in it, man. Has a single comedy show out not named Saturday Night Live produced more like Grand Slam like people that have come on it to go do other things? Like maybe was it SCTV?
Sure.
You know what I mean? That was a pretty big one. With John Candy.
Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, but even I guess
State.
I don't know, man.
I mean, the State gave us Thomas Lennon and Michael Ian Black, and
I'm talking about star power. You get like Steve Carell. You get like, I mean, great day. I'm trying to think of the list. Samantha Bee, Ed Helms. You get
so like the Daily Show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Has the Daily Show given us? It's got to be like a home run.
Yeah, but when you hire the best comedic writers and performers and sketch artists in the business at the time that are not currently attached to SNL, I mean, you're working with the best. It's you can't help but hit a home run when you stack the roster like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But anyways, I say all that to say Jessica Williams was on the show and she was on the Daily Show for a long time. So I was just thinking like, man, but good show. Very much so. It's about therapists living their lives. And Jason Segel plays a character whose wife died a little bit ago. And season 1 was all about him coming out of that funk and reconnecting. Season 2 is him forgiving the person who got in the car accident with his wife. And season 3 is kind of this new growth all throughout it. Harrison Ford has been diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, and I'm gonna let you do your joke here. Michael J. Fox is in the season 3.
Why would I make a joke about that?
You have a goatee.
I don't understand.
Okay, never mind then. No, he has a fine performance.
Sorry, I was a little shaky on that joke.
See, there you go.
I couldn't remember.
Got one more?
Give me a minute.
Okay, I'll just interject here in a minute. But no, he's in it. So that was cool to see. Yeah, good show though, man. Some of the Apple shows, there's not a lot that really catch my interest on Apple TV, but the ones that do are written really well. And the guy Brett Goldstein, who is on Ted Lasso, he's one of the. I think he has like an overall deal at Apple TV because he does like Shrinking. He's one of the writers of Shrinking. He's one of the producers on Ted Lasso, one of the writers there. He did some other like a movie for him. Like he's got to have an overall deal, but
good for you, bud.
He's done, man. Shrinking's a really good show. It'll have you laughing to crying within a matter of 10 minutes. Like, man,
I'm going to do that normally, man.
I know, right?
I'm making jokes on the line and then bawling in the walk-in, just kicking salad for no reason. Piece of shit. Make fun of me, will you? Man.
Yeah. The only thing is sometimes the character is a little too well
I'm going to burn this place to the ground.
Burn it to the ground. But the character is a little too well written sometimes. They're
like, what do you mean? Like, because when you say too well written, to me, that means that they're having it's almost like Quentin Tarantino. Like they're having a dialogue that no normal person would have in their life. But the dialogue is so snappy and so witty and so on point that it's almost unbelievable.
There's a touch of that. It's more sitcom-y in some of their dialogue, but like good banter, you know what I mean? But it's not so sharp. It's weird. I'm going to say this in the same breath because there's an argument that what I'm going to say is completely false, and there's a valid argument for that. And what I'll say is, they're all incredibly, in some ways, so emotionally fragile that like the slightest provocation sets these characters off, right?
Sure.
But at the same time, they're all so emotionally intelligent, every single character, because they're all therapists and they have such good advice for each other that they all can just kind of see this big picture and like snap each other out of it, which is fine. Right. Like it's just weird to see it in a 22-minute or like, you know what I mean? Over
the dichotomy or the juxtaposition of like bouncing from one to the other.
When this would shatter most people for their life, holding on to some of this trauma and stuff. And like by the end of the season, just like, all right.
But doctor, I am Pagliacci.
You're right. And it's a great show. I'm really not trying to take a shot at it, but they are like almost too well balanced. Sometimes you're like, I don't know, man. So, but definitely check it out though. Jason Segel is awesome. Brett Goldstein is awesome in it as well.
Good.
It's a really good cast. Harrison Ford is in it.
I love Harrison Ford.
He grumbles his whole way through, and he's smarter than everyone.
Have you ever thought about maybe just going to therapy? Belongs in a museum.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well done. So yeah, I've been watching that. I will rate it. Get over it.
Not the movie, but
yeah, just get over it. Get over it.
Let's see. What about what else you been watching, brother?
I brought up Jason Segel, and that's a good question. It's because I watched another movie directed by one Jorma Taccone of The Lonely Island himself.
Oh, okay.
Over Your Dead Body.
This is the one with him and oh god, who's the lady in it? Not Kristen Bell.
She's a newer act. She was in Ready or Not.
Samara Weaving. Samara Weaving. That's
Hugo Weaving's niece, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah, learn that.
Uncle Hugo. All right.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So you got it right there.
Yeah. And I can only base this off what I've seen in the trailers, but apparently he tries to kill her, and then therefore she tries to kill him, kind of thing.
Yeah, their marriage is pretty much on the way out.
Okay.
And they're both just pretty miserable. And they do a good job of setting
marriage.
It up. Yeah, they do a pretty good job of setting it up in the first couple minutes of just like he's oblivious. They're both just shitty towards each other.
Sure.
And they take the opportunities to be shitty towards each other. And then when the one tries to extend the olive branch, the reaction is to be like, no, or be critical, be like, okay, I'll hear you. And then just henpeck the whole time. And they both do it to each other. But that's not really the focal point of it. The way they kind of chop it up, it doesn't really, it is linear storytelling, but they do take segments to go back when they introduce new characters.
Okay.
Right. And so
they'll introduce the character and then do a flashback into like how they intersect in these people's lives kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll just really quickly. Yeah. But pretty much.
Okay.
But they intersect into the current plot line. Right. So they go out to a cabin in the middle of nowhere and they both have a plan to kill each other. And Jason Segal's gets found out first because he fucks it up, or she finds out, and so he ends up tied to a chair being interrogated by her. She's trying to be an up and coming actress, so that he wants to know how are you going to do it? She's like, I was going to shoot you in a hunting accident. She's like, yeah, no one will fucking believe you. She's like, I'm an actress. He's like, yeah, you're a terrible actress. And there's a really funny scene. You can watch it without, I'm going to tell you about it, but I'm just going to say the words. It's a really funny scene where he's a director and he's like, I'm a fucking better actor than you. He's like, oh, but you won't put me in any of your movies. He's like, yeah, because you suck, kind of thing.
Right.
And so it's them both tied up, admitting to wanting to kill each other. And he's like, they're trying to force who can cry first to be the better actor. It's like, oh, I got a real, and he it's very funny. Just the fact that this silliness would happen in the middle of this argument. Things really take a step up. One of his Jason Segal's friends come in, then they kind of rewind to show how he was introduced into this, and then they jump back one more time when a big fight breaks out, and then 3 escaped convicts crash through the ceiling, right?
Okay, what a twist!
Yeah, and so then it pivots to them trying to survive these 3 killers, right?
That seems like a real serious tonal shift. I mean, does that affect the movie at all, or is that the galvanizing force? Where it's like, oh, we can work together, and we
Mecha Godzilla again and Godzilla Kong.
Okay,
you know what I mean? It's Doomsday and Batman v Superman. It's
okay.
And so now we're forced to work together, and you know what I mean, have real conversations with one another.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it tonally it actually doesn't shift that much. It's a wrinkle in the plot. But it's Timothy Olyphant. I don't know the other guy. I've never really seen him in anything. And then Juliette Lewis comes back. So
I love Juliette Lewis.
Yeah. And so it's a good cast. You can tell it was made for a pretty cheap budget. It was pretty fun. But yeah,
was this one of those movies that got made during COVID and they just kind of got shelved for a minute? Or
no, I don't think so.
Okay. Because that's where a lot of those like low budget movies that are been coming out recently have come from. Is just like everybody found a way to shoot around during the COVID area, where it's like, okay, well, it's going to be a very small cast, and technically we can all stand 6 feet apart from each other. Or it's and like the Ice Cube War of the Worlds thing that came out. You know, like
which I still got to see that.
I've heard it's a travesty.
I've heard that too. We got to watch it and do a deep dive. No, I don't think it has anything to do with COVID. I think it was just a smaller movie. Somebody had an idea, and Jorman Tacone of The Lonely Island directs it pretty capably. I liked it though, man. Again, I'm a fan of Jason Segel, so it was one of those things that it's gory in some places. It does not mind being gory. It has some pretty terrifying aspects of it.
Okay.
It is a comedy also. It is a very dark comedy, but again, there are some very violent things that happen, like lawnmowers get involved. And,
oh, nice.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not afraid to go there, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. By the time the convicts come in, it ramps up at a pace that's like, okay,
it's at a fever pitch now.
Yeah. And it's not just like breakneck speed, but it doesn't overstay its welcome in any way, which I always appreciate when a movie's like, I don't need this to go on to be
right.
I've learned enough about these characters.
The third act or the fourth act of the Hobbit movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or the second act of a Judd Apatow movie. Yeah, I check it out though, man.
Please come on the podcast. I love you.
Yeah, I'd say wonderful things. They are long. I don't think you can argue that.
Right. They do kind of drag on in the third act. I'm not gonna lie.
The second act, I was saying, but yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, check it out though. I'm a big fan of Jason Segel, and I like Samara Weaving. The first time I ever saw her was in Ready or Not, and I've been kind of like, hey, you're pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard I need to check that one out. I heard it's a really good low key horror movie. Like it's not so intense and gory that it's overwhelming or off putting, but it's a fun horror movie.
My thoughts on horror movies, not my go-to, and I really liked that movie.
Good.
It was, I forget what year it came out, but it was granted, I think it was like 2021, something like that. But
yeah.
It was one of my favorite movies that had come out that year, just because it's towed the line of like being claustrophobic and being a horror movie, but also having an interesting premise and a twist at the very end that was kind of like, oh, okay.
Gotcha.
It's better than the second one. The second one still is not bad. We're talking about Ready or Not, Here I Come. But yeah, this movie kind of has a similar kind of tone to it in the fact of just how do you get out of this situation?
Right.
The banter between Samara Weaving and Jason Segel is what really keeps this movie afloat. There's really funny banter as Juliette Lewis plays the corrections officer who helped Timothy Olyphant and the other guy escape.
Gotcha.
And she believes that they're gonna fall in love and be happily ever after.
Oh, it's one of those stories.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so the banter between the two parties individually and collectively is what really keeps this movie afloat. So,
Cool.
yeah. Check it out though. Check it out.
Cool.
It'll be, I think it was like an A24 movie or like a Neon.
One of those two.
I think
Yeah.
it might have been even Fox Searchlight, one of those kind of things. It's like independently, done, but check it out though. I will,
What do you rate it?
a spinning lawnmower.
Oof. Maroon.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Jason Segel though, man, he wrote a puppet musical.
You were constantly impressed by this
Dude, it's a
Dracula musical.
musical with puppets. And it's a really good song.
I'm not going to deny you on that one. That is a really good song.
Look up Dracula's Lament on YouTube.
And if I see Van Helsing.
Nah, there's a line in there he talks about love. It's great. Anyways, what else have I been watching? Ask me, I suppose.
What else you been watching, brother? What you been watching?
What else have I watched? Oh, Mortal Kombat 2.
Hey.
That is still the best part of any Mortal Kombat. If you could hit that button a couple times, that would have been great.
Oh yeah, give us the gong.
Oh, hang on, wait. I'm ill
You lost
prepared.
it. There
All
it
right,
is.
Do it again, Michael.
Oh my.
There you go.
You guys are fucked now that we have a soundboard.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah.
great.
But yeah, man.
Coming up, we're asking your most embarrassing questions you've ever had at work. Coming up on 6:30, we got traffic from BJ and the Butt.
I love it. The best Mortal Kombat movie yet, though.
Okay, that's a bold statement. I mean, a low bar, but a bold statement.
Exactly. I take that for exactly what it is. The first movie was one of my favorite movie. We've talked about it ad nauseum on the podcast, like how many times we rented, or my friend group rented Mortal Kombat. Like that movie ruled. You look back at it now, and it still holds a very special place in my heart, despite it not being that good of a movie.
I think nostalgia is doing a lot of the heavy lifting
But
on
there
that.
is a certain amount of camp to that movie that you can still appreciate.
Oh, yeah,
in
for
terms
sure,
of
for
feeling
sure.
Like, this is so ridiculous.
Sure.
Annihilation is outright bad. And not even like, it doesn't really go full circle into
Yeah.
like, oh, this is, it almost does, but then you're just like, wow, this is just bad.
Yeah. Like, why did I waste my time? Oh my God, they're just doing claymation animalities now. Oh, just hit them with a babality and let's be finished.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Friendship. What?
Yeah. But Mortal Kombat 2, it's a pretty faithful adaptation for a pretty shallow.
This is the one with Carl Urban. And,
Carl Urban as Johnny Cage and someone as Katana.
Yeah, they have oh God, who's the guy who plays Scorpion?
That guy's awesome.
Not Mifune.
It's Hamada or something like that. Either way,
We're gonna
the guy
butcher
from
it.
Shogun, the guy from Shogun.
Right,
He's been in everything, dude. Like his career is incredible.
And not Ken Watanabe, the other
No,
guy.
Ken Watanabe is a first round ballot Wall of Famer. I can tell you that much. Just the way he looks at Godzilla, I'm like, put that guy on the wall. But no, like I said, it's pretty shallow. I know that more recent Mortal Kombats as fighting games have evolved, it's funny, they have a more evolved like story mode or whatever as you play.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like back in the day, they had a story that you could kind of parse together from like reading the instruction manual, but it gave you like a paragraph. And there's a whole lore that like you don't even know. I didn't know Noob Sabat was the first Sub-Zero or be like none of that. And they don't tell you. You're just like, oh,
Right.
You find out like 10 years later. Like, I guess it makes sense.
Well, because I mean, the original game was the most basic of premise. It's just a kumite. It's just you climb the ladder, and each opponent is more difficult than the last until you fight Goro, and then you get your ass beat. Then you got to put in another quarter, try to climb the ladder again. Then you get to Goro. Then you decide, okay, so maybe I'll just do Sub-Zero and do the slide freeze uppercut. And then Shang Tsung is, he's a party trick. It's just, all right, that was fun.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. But like I said, this is better than the first movie, Mortal Kombat 2. And it is a tournament, so that works in its favor. And everyone hated on Cole in the first movie, and
And I completely understand it because he was an unnecessary, unwelcome character.
And I feel bad. Like when I say this, I'm really not trying to take a shot at the actor. I think you know what I mean? Like it's not
his fault. It's not his fault.
Like he was fine. Like the plot in which they gave him made sense in terms of why with this, but
when you have this rich tapestry of characters, why would you focus on the one guy that's made for the movie that no one knows about and no one cares about? Especially when you open it up with this, the history of the battle between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. That should have been the entire plot of that movie.
The movie really went. The first movie we're talking about went off the rail because there was two cool scenes, if I'm being honest, and they both involve Sub-Zero. It's when the first battle where Scorpion, where he finds his village ran through, killed by Sub-Zero.
Right.
When Sub-Zero fights Jax and he catches the shotgun and he sprays the shotgun at his face and he freezes the bullets midair.
Yes.
That was like, this is dope.
Yes.
And then the final fight scene where he fights Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight would have been cool, but they chopped it to shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, come on, man. Like this is, and I'm not saying you got to do John Wick takes or whatever. Like I'm not, but you got to give me more than just chopping it to hell or every sword slash you show. Like it's what I want to see. We're at the
it was climax. A way to hide all the CGI, basically.
Yeah,
it was
the guy didn't know what he was. I'm not gonna say he didn't know what he was doing, but like you could tell
could have been done better.
Yeah, so there was aspects of it where it was like, all right, this has potential, but again, then you enter a guy who's just a punching bag the whole time, which is his character. That's how he develops the powers. And in this one, the second movie, this is what it should have been, because now you get Johnny Cage. They need another champion because they lost a bunch of champions. Now the tournament's actually taking place, right? You get this backstory with Katana that takes place about her dad's dead, vengeance, let's go.
Right,
kind of
right.
Thing. Oh, she's Shao Kahn's daughter, adopted.
Right,
kind of thing.
Conquered daughter, basically. Yeah.
And so Johnny Cage is a washed up star. Oh, I don't belong here. You guys got the wrong guy. Da 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 da. He finds the quest of redemption. That's your plot line. Set that in a tournament. Let's not spend too much time on it.
Sure.
Let's go.
Right.
And the iconography of there's certain things in like with Superman or like certain things that like I need a certain level of iconography. Like I need to see this image. I need to see like Superman at some point has to do the Superman pose with his cape flying behind him and a messianic kind of look at one point behind the sun.
Right.
Like
Batman's got to throw a batarang from the shadows.
Yeah, and stand on a gargoyle or something. Like
something. Right.
So
right.
they actually
Spider-Man's got to have the, Jim Lee or not Jim Lee,
McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane. Thank you. Yeah.
So this one, they really do. There's a fight. The highlight fight is probably Kung Lao versus Liu Kang. And it's set in the stage of Mortal Kombat, like the actual video game stage that has like the red arch in the swirling background.
Oh, the like, portal. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's set on that and they're using their move sets.
Good.
And it's like, this is more of this, please and thank you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
and so
So just take what they did in the video game and just put it up on screen is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Just give us the thing that we want to see as fans.
So this is, like I said, it's a better version of the first movie. Are you going to like write home about it and go like, that was the greatest thing ever? Is it a faithful adaptation of Mortal Kombat? Yeah. Are some lore nerds going to be like, well, technically, like,
sure.
It hits it. To me, it plays the right notes. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Johnny Cage, you want him to do the Johnny Cage thing. Kano, they must have their own. This is what Dan Murrell said, and I try to not incorporate other people's reviews into my thoughts unless they bring up a really good point.
I mean, a good quote's a good quote.
Yeah, but he was saying that the actor who plays Kano must have had, he's either an incredible improvisationalist, is a writer himself, or he hired someone to punch up his script. Because he's in it a lot less, but a lot like the first movie.
He's the one to watch.
He kind of steals the show when he's in it. He's in it less, so it's not nearly the
underrated performance of the episode
of that movie. I'll give it to him.
Okay,
I'll give it to him.
You heard it here first.
I'll give it to him.
Underrated performance. Shout out to you, Kano, whatever your name is.
Something Lawson or something like that. By the way, whatever his name is.
Lucy Lawson.
Yeah. But yeah, so good movie, man. Like I said, you're not going to write home about it. Go check it out. It's like under 2 hours. I think it's right at 2 hours.
Dig it.
Blood gets sprayed. They do the
good
combat set.
That was my other big problem with the first movie was for a video game that was, I mean, it got its rise to prominence for being a grotesquely over violent video game. and the blood and violence in the first movie was bare minimal. Like in a weird way, like you have to pay homage to that. You have to respect the fact that, like, okay, if we're not going to just let the blood flow and just do gory deaths and blood spurts and some dude rips out a dude's head with the spine dangling, then like, why are we doing this? You know, like at what point is it just, do we either stay true to the source material and give the fans what they want, or are we just trying to do our own thing in terms of, well, let's just attach the whatever movie we have to the name of the franchise and see how it works out? Like Twisted Metal was like that for me. Like as much as I liked that show, not nearly enough car combat. It was, you know, it was a fine show about a post-apocalyptic future, but the entire game is literally just a destruction derby with missiles. So just give me that.
And didn't season 2 make it a tournament with Calypso?
I haven't watched it.
Okay.
So, but yes,
much like Mortal Kombat 1, they're like establishing how they get their powers. Like, I'm glad that you have a lore and a reason as to how these characters.
I don't care how they get their powers. I don't care.
Give Jackson metal arms. Just fill me in with some
for some
screen crawl and let's go.
All you got to do is just for some reason these people are able to do certain abilities. It's not like, well, I have to find my chi and I have to find my power. I have to find my I don't just have your chi coming into it. I don't care. Just have whatever your power set is. Bring that.
The only thing that it did establish was that Earth was grossly outmatched. Very quickly, when like one person walked in, was raining ice shards from the sky, just walking down the street, being like, "Yeah," like. So I get it, but this movie, it's tournament. Here you go. Here's fill in the blank. Even Cole is like, "Hey," the guy from the first movie is like, "We're down a warrior." You know what I mean? With a movie where it has fatalities and stuff, they're like, "Hey, Quan Chi, you're a necromancer. You're going to be able to bring people back to life." Does it undo the value of some of the deaths of the characters? Yeah. Do I care?
No,
not at all.
No.
Like, line them up. Give me as much cannon fodder as possible to just run through these guys and bring them back and let's do it again.
Right.
So it's fun though. I will rate it 2 spinning fans that cut a bunch of stuff to ribbons.
Nice. Nice. All right, brother. What else you been watching?
Real quick, I'll get into The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh,
the tooch is loose, baby.
Hey,
where, Michael? Underrated? No, I take that back. I strip Kano of that movie. Yes, underrated. Of this week, it's the tooch, and I'm putting Tooch on the Wall of Fame. There's no.
Does he get the Valley Kilmer Award?
Oh, that's tough when you go up against. Look, for me, I'm willing to give it to him. Well, no, I think that goes against the spirit of the Val Kilmer Award because it's not. Without him, it wouldn't be a mediocre movie. You know what I mean? It would still be a fine movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
Only if it was, then yes, he would 100%.
So he's not elevating it to a point where it's like watchable. He's just in a completely watchable movie. He's also elevating it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that would, as much as I want to give it to the Tooch, it kind of goes against the spirit of the award. So
that's fine. That's a fair.
But I'll find a reason to give him.
That's right. That's right.
No, man, hot take. He's better than Meryl Streep in the first. Yeah.
What?
Dude.
What?
The Tooch is loose, baby.
What?
I'm all about. Where has this guy been all my life?
I mean, solidly working in every movie you've ever seen.
He's Tucci in Italy right now on the National Geographic channel.
That's right. Doing a tour of Italy.
I just like saying Tucci. He's just a boss. Everyone's like, you say stuff weird. I'm like, yeah, because it's funny and awesome.
That's right. The Tucci.
The Tooch. The Tooch is lit. No, but just to Devil Wears Prada 2. I mentioned on the short that there are a lot of sequels that came out way too late that were like, Independence Day resurgence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're like, not worth it. And then you have probably one of the best long-awaited sequels in Blade Runner 2049.
Also Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick's a little bit behind that, but it's closer to the Top Gun Mavericks where you're like, it still is flawed, but they do a good job of showing these characters evolution in terms of they're not going to be the exact same people they were 20 years ago. But they are.
I would hope not, because like you would want to see some sort of growth or give some justification to how the movie. Like if there's no payoff from what they learned at the end of the first movie, then what the hell are we doing in the second one? You know.
And Meryl Streep is still Meryl Streep, and she still has her moments of being awesome. But like I don't know, man. I was glad that they had a real story to tell. You know what I mean? It didn't feel. It felt like it belonged. And again, like I mentioned in the short, I know that every sequel ever is inherently a cash grab. You know what I mean? And we have an established place. Let's revisit these people. But I felt like Anne Hathaway, you know what I mean? Like the reason she came back and like she went on at the end of the movie, she was the one that walked away from Meryl Streep, right? To then go do journalism and like follow her dream. And she had a long run at that. And then when an opportunity came along to like, hey, fix this PR mess that has become Runway Magazine, like she took on that. And Meryl Streep's like, who are you again?
Right.
You know,
right.
like
Right.
They shoehorn in like one or two scenes where Meryl Streep can't talk to people exactly like she liked to. She has like an HR lady that's like, but she still seems to say whatever she wants to say. So they at least kind of know, because that was one of the issues I have in the first one. And I get you're playing this extreme character and like no one would dare say anything to her. Like to people that don't give a fuck about fashion, they'd be like, excuse me, who do you think you are?
Right.
Like, you don't get to come to the Starbucks and talk, you know what I mean? But she doesn't go to Starbucks.
Right.
At some point, everyone gets, you know, you would think knocked down a peg of just, I don't know.
Like, hey, fuck you, lady.
Yeah, like, excuse me? Like, people would kill for this job. Like, yeah, they're going to have to.
Right.
I'm out. Like, no.
Right.
And so Stanley Tucci just plays this like
talking about the Tooch?
The Tooch, baby. I can't stop thinking about the Tooch. Like the Zammoth almost. I'm just locked in on Tooch.
The Tooch is Zammoth?
Oh man. But he plays like
Stanley Tucci riding the Zammoth.
The best scenes that he has are when he checks Anne Hathaway in terms of like, remember you're here. Did you need the money? Yeah. Did you want the job? Yeah. Did you know what this job entailed? Yeah. Are you coming to me to what? Feel better and get a kiss on your forehead? Because you're not getting it.
Right.
So do the work, be better. And like, and he's not saying it to be cruel. He's just being like,
matter of factly. Yeah. Like this
is
the job. This is what you signed up for.
Yeah. So either do it or quit. And that's what it is.
I mean, that's a very old school way of thinking, you know, like, I don't know. There's just something to like, well, I work in a work environment and I don't feel comfortable and I don't like, I mean, obviously there's extremes to anything, but like, and maybe I'm cut from a different cloth or raised way too old school style, but there's a certain aspect of like, dude, just show up, do the work. Like it's almost like if you're on a hike, right? And there's that one person that's going, I'm tired, I'm hungry. The scout leader's yelling at us and it makes me feel a certain way. It's just like, yo, dude, shut up. We're all on the hike. All of our feet hurt. We all don't want to be here. He's yelling at all of us. You're the only one complaining. Just either buck up or go back down the mountain. What do you want me to tell you?
Agreed. I mean, she was Miranda Priestley, pretty cruel though. I mean,
agreed.
Coats at people.
Again, I'm not saying, you know, it is a little bit mommy dearest in terms of like no more wire hangers. Like, all right, that's a little much.
Yeah, and so, but again, I appreciated this movie though. I'm glad it had a real story to tell, like I mentioned. And like I said, there's a certain level of it is the characters that you know and love. Like you're not like I don't want to come in to a new movie that's like I don't even recognize these people. There's been so much growth.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, like there's been so much growth by these characters. I don't even recognize them anymore. And so there is a level to that. But I liked it, man. I really don't have a lot. And why I keep bringing up the Tooch is because he plays like he's so perfectly cast in this, in the fact of he's like a father figure to those, and he's like the shepherd of like I can only shield you so much, but I will look out for you.
Right.
But you got to play by the rules.
Right. Right. Like at some point, you got to pick up the ball and run.
Yeah. But so he does look out for Annie Hathaways and stuff, you know. And I forgot how good the cast is. Like Emily Blunt's in that movie.
Oh yeah.
No, Justin Theroux is in this movie also, and he is awesome. He is so perfectly cast as a. He's underrated, man. First off, he wrote Tropic Thunder. So like what you've been watching, like
I mean, all the way.
And but he plays almost like he plays a tech guy, like a Zuckerberg type or whatever.
Okay.
Or like some Titan of tech or, you know, Silicon Valley type. But he plays it as oblivious, almost as like a Mr. Peanut Butter would. Where he's just like, she'll make fun of him. He's like, oh, that's right. I do that, don't I? I was so hairy. Like he's oblivious because he has money. Like, what does he care?
You got me on that one. Yeah.
He's really funny in this movie. And he's perfectly implemented. So Devil Wears Prada 2, check it out. I will rate it the highest of high fashions. You can tell that whatever designer was running around, they were begging to get their stuff in this movie.
Okay.
You can tell they were like, put it back in, put it back. Please put the bag in. And also shout out to them for a lot of movies like it's shot in New York. It's shot in Cleveland, and it's pretty clear that it's shot in Cleveland. This movie is shot in New York and Milan, and I appreciate them doing that. And I
location,
felt like,
location, baby.
And
there's something about the value of like having that iconic, like that is most assuredly New York, or like that is most assuredly Miami or Venice or whatever. And like you can kind of tell the difference where it's like, I mean, just saying Gotham looks a lot like Chicago in certain scenes, and a lot like Cincinnati in other scenes, and a lot like Houston in other scenes.
Those 3 bridges look a lot like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. No, I get you. And like apparently everyone from behind the camera wanted to come back too. And so whoever the director of photography was, and this is a problem. I get mad at everyone just shitting on like Marvel or DC or whatever's popular, but there is some truth to, because people just cannibalize stuff. I'm like, you realize you're cannibalizing the one thing that's keeping your little YouTube channel afloat, right? Like, it makes no sense.
What do you mean?
Well, people will just find reasons to shit on like Marvel or whatever.
Okay.
And it's like, but that's also when you shit on Marvel, those are your highest rated videos.
Sure.
Whoa, crap's gotta go, but it's also paying my bills. So like, please more content
please,
for me to trash.
Please.
Like, but I say all that to say one of the criticisms of Marvel is that there's no depth anymore. And it's a lot of new movies where everything is just so shiny and so HD and so this. This movie really, whoever the director of photography was, really seems to, I don't know if they shot it on film. I'd be surprised if they did. But
probably not. But
it has a real feeling to it. Good. Not everything looks like, it is very high fashion and very like, I mean, you can tell it's, you know, like how Sex and the City, they would always put like Carrie and like everyone wore like really expensive stuff.
Right.
You know, to cover
the most couture of
yes,
fashions.
And this is to the umpteenth. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it looks real. The way it's shot, it's like super glossy and stuff. So it's fun, man. And it talks about how the industry's changed from a magazine to now we're a vibe, we're a feeling, we're an ether, we're the app, we're the this.
Right. We're on the internet. We're influencers. We're this, that, the other. We're branding our clothing with water. We're branding our clothing with vacation spots. We're branding our clothing with certain celebrity. Yeah, I feel you.
And it is funny the fact that and I said, because I watched the first one about a day because I saw it the day it came out, and I saw the first one because I hadn't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
And when it came out, I was a 20-year-old guy. Like, I appreciate it. It was better than I thought it was. I wasn't really the audience. I walked out being like, I thought that was going to be a complete chick flick. Good story.
Right.
Like, not a bad time.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was funny. I remember watching it again the day before, and they're like, oh, they're shutting down. This person's going to run it for cheaper. And they do the same thing in the second movie. There's like, and then you're like, yeah, Miranda Priestley's been ordering private cars for like 2 decades.
Private planes.
Yeah, private planes. She sits first class everywhere. She's getting the highest of high fashion.
Right.
Every single person, when they walk in the conference room, there's like 3 San Pellegrinos sitting right there. San Pellegrinos sitting on. And you're like, yeah, no shit.
I drink only the finest of Bartles and James.
Yeah, like no wonder you get out private lunch every day. You got 3 secretaries. Like, you don't want to been bleeding this dry. Someone needs to come in here, and as BJ Novak's character comes in, and is like, hey, new ownership's here, and boy, we're about to cut some costs. So it is fun to watch because everyone's like, oh, and their characters have to be like, oh my God, we're in trouble. And it's like, yeah, no shit. You've been like milking this cat, this bleeding like magazine industry, like the booming magazine industry is like not coming to save you, man. So I don't know. It was kind of funny to me. That was the only time I rolled my eyes. Was like, this came as no surprise to you, as smart as you all are.
Right. You didn't see that one coming? Yeah. Not one of your financial advisors like, hey, so you're in a dead industry now, right? Like, just want to put it out there. Have you thought about starting a podcast?
Yeah, we're going to put a filter on the tap water, and instead of San Pellegrinos, you're going to drink from that. Or we're going to get what we call a company water fountain.
Just one of those bubblers.
Yeah, that's what you're going to be drinking.
That's it.
Unless you want to bring your own in. Yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
Hey, maybe not order from Spago's every single day.
Right. And that's like, oh, how can this be? They're cutting. It's like, yeah, what do you think was going to happen? 2 decades doing this. Right.
Well, your lunch bill for this month was $3,100. So, I mean, I can see a couple of have you tried a McDonald's McDouble?
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. So, the McDouble.
The McRib is back.
I know. Shout out to the McRib. Please be a sponsor of the show. Just the McRib, not McDonald's.
We just want the McRib.
Yeah, or the Grimace.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a good movie, though. I like it. So I will review it the highest of high fashion.
Nice.
And last but not least, let us talk real quick about what we came here to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Super Mario Galaxy. What did you think, man?
I have to agree with your analysis in terms of they squeeze a lot of movie out of a nothing plot.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying it's bad because, again, it's a kid's movie. It moves at a really brisk pace. Every 5 minutes or so, there's another chase scene. There's another action sequence happening. So it doesn't really give you time to really analyze and be like, oh, wow, nothing's happened over the past 45 minutes. It's just, we need to go. It literally is, they kidnap the princess. Our princess is in another castle. They go to another castle. Our princess is in another castle. And eventually they get to the right castle. I will say I did like how they, in the final battle, they did the actual battle from the first Super Mario Brothers where it's Bowser on the flaming bridge throwing axes.
Yeah.
I really, really liked how we had to go all the way back, bring the circle around into the original retro game. But again, how we got there was just like, well, I kind of feel like one solid piece of information could have shortened this movie up by about hour and a half.
Yeah, it's I wish that we could end the show and have this like great debate of Mario, but it's a very shallow movie, and I'm fine with that. And I guess the only thing that I would say is I think that they knew at the bare minimum this movie was going to make a lot of money.
Yes.
And it just crossed the $1 billion threshold. The only thing I would say is I'm fine with it being a kid's movie.
But it was perfectly formulated to do exactly that.
Yes.
Like this was every single detail of this movie was plotted down to the microsecond.
Yeah, and again, I'm gonna keep seeing them as long as they,
Sure.
keep making them. Just because I love Nintendo. Sorry, I'm a Nintendo fan.
Right.
It is what it is. I understand. They're like, hey, you want this recycled poop? And I'm like, I do. Does it have Zelda on it?
That's right.
Metroid.
How
The
many
new 3D Mario? I'll take it.
How many more bits is this?
Yeah, 2 more. Yeah. But no, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And I'm not saying you have to do the Shrek thing where Shrek had jokes for adults, but like you could spend a little bit more time on the script. Let's be honest. Like
yes,
you could give us a little bit
Right,
more than
right.
just what you've been giving us, and which is fine. I'm not saying I don't need a bunch of intricacies and ins and outs and all this, but like you could give us a little more time with the characters to grow. But there's a fine line there. And I get that it's a kid's movie and it is setting out to do, but I don't necessarily want my Mario movie. I feel like this is like the step only above like Minions. Minions is just like cotton candy on screen.
Right.
And this is like a single step above that.
Right,
And you're like,
right.
you could give me a little more in terms of script writing. And I don't know.
I kept watching it and I never understood what Bowser Jr., the main villain's motive was. Like he wants to break his dad out of prison, which he does, but then it's also, we also have to steal the princess, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to take you to Bowser Planet that's has a destructo beam that's going to take out. I mean, they thinly put it together in terms of like, well, Rosalina and Princess Peach are sisters and together they can make the most powerful, but they never really explain how that's supposed to work or how they're going to harness it. It's just like, well, if we can just get them in the same room at the same time, that's going to fuel our death engine, our Death Star, if you will.
I don't think that they knew that Peach was the sister. I think that they just knew that Rosalina, because they were powering it just with Rosalina.
Right.
And so when Peach got there, like, which is a weird, they're not canonically sisters.
No.
Shigeru Miyamoto is going to toe the company line and be like, there was always plans for them to be more connected than I thought. But yeah, not like Daisy coming in. If Daisy's a sister too, they were very clear. Daisy is the princess of an entirely new kingdom.
Yes.
So like, let's slow down here.
Right. She's of the Flower Kingdom, I think.
It's whatever the Mario lands are on Game Boy. I think is where it came from. So it's a different. I mean, Nintendo can whatever. But,
right. I did like all the different cameos they worked in. Seeing the Pikmin in there, Star Fox. What's his name? Glenn Powell. Yeah, is awesome in that. I liked the little Link nod that they had in there.
I must have missed that.
He's there for, I think they fly over Hyrule and you see like Epona running by.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's the Rob right here. Yeah,
right. He's funny. Over.
Yeah, that was funny.
Here.
Yeah, that was a good bit. Yeah, the Star Fox being in it was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh yeah, every time they did, I want to go. I saw it with little girl. I want to go by myself and do shots every time they say do a barrel roll.
There was, for those that don't know, in the Star Fox games, Peppy Hare is always telling you to do a barrel roll. And then a long time ago, before the internet really was what it was, somebody just put out this really silly sound recording of just somebody in conversation, like imitating that. He was like, do a barrel roll. It was viral before virality on the internet happened.
Right. Before memes was a thing.
Yeah. So do a barrel roll became a pretty big thing. Hence the popularity. But again, it was such a shallow movie. I'm just glad they did my friend Yoshi justice.
Voiced by Donald Glover.
Yeah, and he did the great thing in the fact of he admitted it later in the fact of I know I'm doing my job if I'm doing Yoshi, and no one goes, I know who that is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was very happy when they broke off into teams that it was Team Green, baby.
That's right.
I was so joyous.
Luigi and Yoshi. That's right.
Because that is, if I don't play as Yoshi, and I gotta play as Luigi. And so when they did that, I felt I was very happy for a reason that no one else would even care about.
Right.
But it was just simply me being like, that's right. That is the team. That is
right.
the team. It's when you play Mario Party against Trevor, it's Yoshi against Luigi.
First of all, fuck you, Trevor.
Nah,
First of all.
But yeah, but your Mario Party
I'll
games
say
are
it.
trash. It will destroy your record.
Admittedly, when I was sitting in the theaters watching it and they broke off into Luigi and Yoshi, I went, go Team Green, baby.
Yeah.
Mark is happy.
Like, dang right I was.
Bryn's just sitting there like, what? I'm like, don't worry about it.
That is the lineup. Right. So yeah, there's not a lot to say on the fact of like, did I enjoy it? Yeah. Could it be like better? It's not, I don't think it's unfair of me to, and again, I'm not asking the world. I know it's a Mario movie. What do you want? Like, you can put a little more thought into the script.
Sure.
There's 2 plot points happening. She gets kidnapped, and then there's like places they go in between there, but there's nothing else in terms of development for anybody.
Right.
It's just not here. Not here. Now we got it. There's no real I don't know, man. The first movie at least did the good job of you're like, this is pretty much just the Mario movie, right? And then even then, Princess Peach is no damsel in distress.
No, yeah, for sure.
And at the very end, they at least gave Luigi his time to shine when he got the star and started kicking ass. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
Right.
Like,
now it's a Mario Brothers movie, right?
Yeah,
it's
so
not just Super Mario, right?
Yeah, and so they did that a lot of justice. So I'll keep watching them. The animation is gorgeous, though. My goodness.
Oh, yeah. And
they didn't F up Yoshi. I was very glad about that.
That's the
and
one
they did
thing.
the nod to Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, where they're babies, which is an underrated platformer.
Okay, I'll take it. I have not played that one in a minute. I'll take your word for it. I was just hoping that at some point they're going to do the thing where Mario's riding Yoshi over a chasm and has to sacrifice Yoshi in order to make it to the block. And Yoshi's just like, no.
Yeah. Oh,
but they didn't do it.
Yeah,
Alas,
they couldn't do that.
I was hoping. I was like, oh, if this is anything like the real, like, again, just take what's from the game where you got to make that hard choice of like, can I make it? And then you try it 100 times. You're like, I can't. Yeah, I must sacrifice the dinosaur.
Yeah, go look that up on YouTube if you're unaware. Also, they didn't let Jable sing, man.
Jack Black
is back. He didn't.
Did he
Peaches, dude. First off, we talked about last couple weeks ago Oscars that didn't happen.
Yeah.
He didn't even nominate Peaches from Jables,
which is stupid. It was I understand that K-pop Demon Hunters came in and swept the goddamn thing.
No, that was the year before. No, that was the year like before. The year that came out, the fact that they didn't even nominate Peaches and it was like one of the most streamed songs that year. It's like, oh, it's too simplest. Who cares?
Who cares?
It was a smash hit, and people, when you talk about,
I felt him in that moment describing his love for Peaches. Like, that's what it's all about, is how the song moves you.
And it's point in the movie. It's the song from the movie, and it's like that drives people to the cinema. Oh, what's that from? Oh, it's from the Mario Brothers movie. Like, it does exactly what you want.
Right.
And they're just like, nah, kids movie. It's like, can't even give a nod to Jables. Like, come on, man. It's ridiculous.
Look at you, Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, get out of here with your shit. So, anyways, that's all I got on Super Mario Galaxy. You got anything else?
That's about it, man. What do you want to rate it?
I will rate it one of the best platforming games of all time. Arguably better than 64.
Okay.
I'm talking about in the movie. You can just take whatever you want.
Right. Let's see. I will rate the movie Mario Kart, but without the blue sparks.
Yeah.
You're not quite turning the same blue sparks that you should be turning.
with Mario Galaxy, I felt like they also had a little bit of time to, if we're going to see the galaxy, and like whole point of the game is I understand they're interpreting it loosely, but like there's so many different worlds and you shoot from world to world to world. Like they just kind of, they were like stranded to the point where like, oh, we have to find a pilot to, we need a Han Solo to get us out of here kind of thing. But it's like,
I thought the same thing.
The
Literally,
whole thing was like, it's world hopping, and they do to a small degree, but
only until the plot point requires that they can no longer do that, and now that gives us the excuse to introduce this new awesome character and
with awesome boots.
Awesome boots.
Yeah, he does have some awesome boots. So, anyways, that's all I got on that, though, man. It's good to see you, though.
Good, man. Yeah. I missed you a lot, man.
Yeah, man.
It's been good. Been good catching up.
We're gonna try to keep it on video as best we can. I appreciate y'all just kind of dealing with us on this one. There you are. There's the camera. So I appreciate y'all dealing with us on this one. We're gonna try to keep it on camera as best we can. If there's gonna be some audio ones here and there, but yeah, man, we're trying our best to finally get things moving in the right direction. I know that framing isn't the best either, but you know what? We're trying.
As always, it's a work in progress,
and we appreciate y'all rocking with us.
We come from the bottom. Now we here.
For you, the listeners. Anything else, my friend?
That's it, man. I would recommend that you go watch a movie
and you talk about it with someone that you love. Until next time.
Outstanding work.
How do I end?
There you go.
We're still working on a couple things.